Talk, shop, pop, movies.
Ahoy there, this is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile, and if you're a convicted cinephile yourself, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel down below. On my channel, I like to talk, shop, and pop open, that is, movies and physical media. And today I'm doing something different, something I've only done once or twice, maybe, on my channel, a tier list ranking. Those are fun. The kids like those, right? But I'm going to do one for the movies that have won Best Picture at the Oscars since the year 2000. So I'm including the year 2000 with Gladiator all the way up through last year's Everything Everywhere All at Once. This year, I will assume will be Oppenheimer. I'm not going to include that because you never know what's going to happen. Hashtag Coda. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, I kind of know where I'm going to put each one, but I tried to make the specific criteria for each tier a little specific. So on the top, I have Oscar Gold, which to me means this was the absolute perfect choice that year. There was absolutely no other thing that deserved to win Best Picture in my mind. Obviously, this is all subjective. The second one is great movie, good winner, which means I'm totally cool with it winning Best Picture, although it may not have been my pick for the year. It's a great movie and it's a good winner. Good movie, bad winner. Sounds like that. It's a movie that I like. That is, it's a solid film that has zero reason to have won the Best Picture at the Academy Awards trophy, in my opinion. And then the very bottom, which I don't know if anything is even going to hit this. This doesn't even necessarily mean it's terrible. Is why was this nominated? Which means it's just a movie that there was a plethora of better films that year that easily should have gotten in instead of it, and it still managed to somehow win the Best Picture award. That will be a little easier to pick from the 5 Best Picture nominee years, I think. In the field of 10 years, everything in there is pretty good. So they're not in any order. They're just kind of all down here. So I'm going to try to find them in order. Gladiator. There it is. So Gladiator is down here. That is a great movie. And it is a good winner. I'm trying to think what else came out that year in my brain to say that it was absolutely the right choice. I honestly having trouble thinking about one or was nominated that year alongside it, to be honest, which is maybe a sign that it is Oscar Gold. But the year 2000 was, I don't know, I want to say it's a weak year, but it's apparently a forgetful year or forgettable year. So the nominees that year were Aaron Brockovich, Traffic, Chocolat, which was the last Best Picture nominee from the 2000 to 2010 that I never saw until last year, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. They're all solid movies. Would one of them be an easy win, like an obvious win over Gladiator? I don't know. Traffic won damn near everything else, but I rewatched Traffic last year, and yeah, it's a lot. I'm not the biggest fan. It's a solid movie. It deserved what it won. If anything, it won too many awards, in my opinion, including Best Director, which it probably only won because he was also nominated for Aaron Brockovich, Steven Soderbergh, and they tried to focus all their votes towards Traffic, which was the bigger player. And I like Gladiator a lot. It is my favorite of all those 5 movies, easily. But does it deserve Oscar Gold? That's what I don't know. For now, I'm gonna put it in great movie, good winner. Like how I started. 2001. I'm already getting the hate comments, I can tell. We had A Beautiful Mind. Beautiful Mind, 2001. The other nominees were Gosford Park, Moulin Rouge, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, A Beautiful Mind, and In the Bedroom. I would say looking at this, Beautiful Mind is my right in the middle, my third favorite of these movies. It is a really good movie. Is it a terrible winner? I don't know. Is it a great winner? Definitely not. Is it a bad winner? It's a bad winner. I'll be honestly, if I were to like gauge it, it'd be like right in the middle here. But I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and put it here in great movie. Good winner. I would have picked Fellowship of the Ring and In the Bedroom over it. But where they sit in these individual rankings, we might change. I just noticed the great movie says Grat movie because the stupid website made me redo this about 300 times before it finally worked. 2002 is Chicago. And the other nominees that year were Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, Gangs of New York, Chicago, The Pianist, and The Hours, which are all really solid. I love Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, but I would honestly say I don't want to say I like Chicago more, but I probably like it just as much. And it is my favorite musical of all time, probably, at least as far as rewatchability factor. So I'm going to put it in Oscar Gold. I think it is the perfect kind of musical to win Best Picture. It's just old fashioned enough and just new age to like be something special and fancy and new based on a classic play. I love Chicago. Chicago is great. So I'm going to put that in Oscar Gold because there was no way anything else was going to win. I love Gangs of New York a lot more than most people, but I like Chicago a hell of a lot more. Next, we have 2003 Return of the King. The other nominees that year were Master and Commander, Far Side. I forget. So Far Side. I almost said Far Side of the Moon. That doesn't make sense. Far Side of the World, which I haven't even watched in theaters. Honestly, I need to rewatch that. Seabiscuit, Lost in Translation, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, and Mystic River. This is one I actually like. I love Mystic River. That's my favorite movie on here. Outside of the winner, which is Return of the King. Return of the King is an easy Oscar Gold. It deserved to win not only for itself, but for the sake of the entire franchise, which is the reason it definitely swept the Oscars that year. So yeah, I'll give my give into my Lord of the Rings on that one. All three of those movies could have won, and I wouldn't have batted an eye if that would have happened, to be honest. Next, we have 2004 $1 Million Baby, which kind of came out of nowhere at the end of the year. This is actually one of my favorite years ever, honestly, as far as best picture nominees go or movies in general. There's a lot of great movies in that year. The weakest one is Finding Neverland, which is good. I really like the movie, but there's plenty of movies that should have been nominated over that. $1 Million Baby's great. I love The Aviator so much, so much. That was like, for me, it's weird. I'm probably the one person to ever say this. It was the movie that got me into Martin Scorsese movies. It wasn't the first one I watched because I saw Gangs of New York in theaters and I liked it. And I think I saw Goodfellas around the time Aviator came out. Might have been right before it. Might have been right after it. I don't remember. But I love The Aviator. I love Ray. Ray came out that year. That was like the movie that started the musical biopic craze of this century. And I think it was the best one. It's the perfect womb to tomb musical biopic, in my opinion. And Jamie Foxx is just outstanding. And then you have Sideways, which is one of the best comedies ever nominated for Best Picture, in my opinion. That would have been great. That would have been a good winner too. If Sideways would have won, I would have been very happy. I would have loved if Aviator won. I would maybe argue that Aviator deserved to win, but I freaking love $1 Million Baby. Ugh. And I'm not ranking it against the other nominees necessarily. But $1 Million Baby, honestly, it could have been this, Sideways, or Aviator, and I would put it in Oscar Gold. That's how much I like those movies. That's a damn good year that people like don't remember. Don't give credit to, at least. The next year we have Crash, Munich, Good Night and Good Luck, Capote, and Brokeback Mountain. And we all know what won this year. It was Crash, a movie that I like. I like Crash. It's not Oscar Gold. We know that. Is it a great movie? No. It's fine. Is it a good winner? No. Is it a good movie? Eh. Is it a bad winner? Yeah. Is there anything else in 2005 that easily could have been nominated above it? Definitely. It wasn't even nominated at the Golden Globes, where there's musical comedy and drama categories. This might be the one. There might be only one or two that are going to fall in the why was this nominated? I know why it was nominated, but it really should have been nominated for Best Picture. In my opinion, I like the movie. It shouldn't have been up for Best Picture. I was very happy with it winning screenplay and editing at the time. Looking back, 2020 hindsight, this wouldn't have happened. Let's put it that way. Next, we have 2006's films. We have The Departed, The Queen, Little Miss Sunshine, Letters from Iwo Jima, and Babel. Departed, obviously, is the winner that year, famously. I would say, oh, this is tough because I mean, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I watched it countless times. If there was like half stars, I would put it right here, halfway between great movie and good winner and Oscar gold, because I don't think it's as solid of an Oscar Best Picture winner as like Return of the King or others in the past. But given what it had to be nominated against, which was not a lot of great movies, in my opinion, they're all good movies, but none of them were half as good or half as entertaining as The Departed, in my opinion. Little Miss Sunshine, maybe. That's probably the next closest one. That would have been a great movie, good winner. Little Miss Sunshine, for sure. Although I shouldn't be ranking it against its competition that much. I kind of am, and I'm trying not to too much. I'm trying to just rank it as far as what it is. The Martin Scorsese directing win, that was Oscar gold. I think I might just put it in great movie, good winner. Next, we have 2007, one of my all-time favorite years, pretty much just for two movies. Michael Clayton, No Country for Old Men, the winner. There Will Be Blood, Atonement, and Juno, another comedy nominee, which is nice to see, especially back in a field of five. That was very rare. But the winner there was No Country for Old Men. You know where I'm putting this, if you know me. That is a Oscar gold, 1000%. It is possibly my all-time favorite movie. So, little bias there. If There Will Be Blood won, it would also be in the Oscar gold category, just so you know, to put that out there. But I prefer No Country for Old Men, and I'm glad it won. That was one of my all-time favorite winners. Might be my all-time favorite winner, actually, just because it's pretty much my all-time favorite movie, one of them at least. So yeah, hard to vote against that. Next year, 2009 or 2008 films, we have Frost Nixon. There we go. The Reader. I like The Reader, but come on. Slumdog Millionaire, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and Milk. I actually saw all these in a marathon that year. That was the only time I ever did that. Watch all 5 Best Picture movies in a row in the theater in one day. And it was awesome. I do that again, but I just don't have the time. And now there's 10 movies, so it's even harder. The winner was Slumdog Millionaire. Had Dark Knight been on here, that would have been an Oscar gold for sure, if that would have won. I really love Slumdog Millionaire, though. And given its competition that year, the only one I really, really like, actually, I like all those movies except for The Reader, which is fine. That would have been good movie, bad winner quality. Or possibly why was this nominated quality? Because we all know The Dark Knight and Wall-E should have been nominated ahead of it. But I really like Slumdog Millionaire. It was the one I love Curious Case of Benjamin Button, but even I would probably put that in great movie, good winner, even though I love David Fincher. This one, once again, it would probably be kind of right in the middle here. But given the uniqueness of the film and the fact that it managed to win Best Picture, I'm gonna throw it up an Oscar gold because that was like who would have saw no one saw that coming. A movie like that coming from, like, obscurity. It was gonna be a direct-to-video movie, and it managed to win Best Picture and essentially sweep every single category it was nominated for. I think the only thing it lost was sound editing, which it lost it in The Dark Knight, which makes sense. But it won, I think, 8 Oscars out of its 9 categories it was nominated, something like that. 2009, the year they expanded to 10 Best Picture nominees. We have Avatar, The Blind Side, District 9, which might honestly be my favorite of these. One of my favorite of these movies. Probably my favorite nomination out of all of them. An Education, The Hurt Locker, which was the winner, Inglorious Bastards, Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire. I always forget that full title, so it's weird. A Serious Man, which is a Coen Brothers movie, so I'm a fan. Up and Up in the Air. This was actually a really solid set of nominees. The winner, like I said, was Hurt Locker. I really like Hurt Locker, actually. Was it my favorite movie nominated? No. Was it the most interesting winner? No. But I would definitely still put it in the great movie, good winner section because it's one that got better upon rewatch, which is always a plus. But for my money, that year, the best nomination, but my favorite nomination was District 9 and Serious Man due to my Coen Brothers biasism. But District 9, just the fact that a movie like that got into the Best Picture race was amazing. And it's better than Avatar. And so are the visual effects. You heard me. They're more impressive. I'm gonna die in that hill. Oh, it's me and like one other guy probably, but we're gonna be there together, naked, sharing body warmth until we freeze to death on top of that hill. But Inglorious Bastards was far and away my favorite of those nominees. and probably should have won. It's a shame, honestly. It only won one Oscar, which was for Christoph Waltz, which was like the best supporting role ever. That like few years, best supporting actor was the greatest thing ever. You had Javier Bardem, Heath Ledger, and Christoph Waltz. Oh, chef's kiss. But Hurt Locker is a solid movie. One I'd like to rewatch at least every few years. So definitely a good winner. The films of 2010 then were Black Swan, The Fighter, Inception, The Kids Are All Right, The Kid's Speech, 127 Hours. Did I say The Kid's Speech? The King's Speech, 127 Hours, The Social Network, Toy Story 3, True Grit, another Coen Brothers movie, so I'm a fan, and Winter's Bone, the one that made people realize Jennifer Lawrence was a person. This is a good year. I actually really like a lot of these movies. Honestly, I do like all of these movies. My least favorite is probably The Kids Are All Right, but I've only watched that one once, so I'm not going to crap on it. But all these other ones are very solid movies. The one that won was The King's Speech. By my face, you could tell where I'm probably going to put this. I really like The King's Speech. This one, honestly, would probably be right here. I would say it's a bad winner, but it's a great movie. So that's why it's like right here. And since there's nothing here, I'm going to throw that there. We all know Social Network should have won that year, and so should have David Fincher. It's a very old-fashioned, steak eatery, snobby choice of the Academy back in those days to have that win Best Picture. If this would have been the same thing today, and these movies all came out, Social Network would win now with the Academy we have today. That's like twice the size that it was back then. I think there would be no chance the King's Speech would win today. But it is a solid movie. I really like it. I probably like it about as much as I do like A Beautiful Mind, but part of this is going based on the years they came out as well. Next, 2011, we have The Artist, which won. The Descendants, extremely loud and incredibly close, which would definitely be a why was this nominated if it happened to win. The Help, Hugo, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, The Tree of Life, and War Horse. This was a very forgetful year. Forgetful. I keep saying forgetful. Very forgettable year. Why am I talking weird? I'm tired, I guess. I like most of these movies, and I really like two of these movies. But that's about it. The winner was The Artist, a movie I've watched once. I should watch again because it has been since it came out, essentially, since I've watched it. Given its competition, it's kind of like The King's Speech, where it should just be like here, where it's like it's a good movie, it's a good winner, and it's a good movie. Because that year was so weak, in my opinion. Like it was the obvious thing that was going to win that year, but it's no one talks about it or gives a shit anymore. So I'm going to put it right next to The King's Speech because it's not necessarily a bad winner. In that group, it's a good winner, but it's also not a great movie. So I'm going to shove it down into the bottom tier and we'll re-rank from there. But yeah, The Artist is good. It's worth a watch. It's a once every 15 years movie apparently. But I would have loved something like Moneyball to win and or Hugo, which won just as many Oscars as The Artist. It just didn't win Best Picture, Best Actor, or Best uh, Director. So had Hugo been on there, it would have been higher up the list or Moneyball. Next, the 2012 Oscars. A very good year, actually. We have Amour, Argo, Beasts of the Southern Wild, which was an interesting choice. That's a cool nomination there. Django Unchained, Les Miserables, Life of Pi, Lincoln, Silver Linings Playbook, and Zero Dark 30. Argo was the winner here. A lot of people hate Argo or just give it shit for no reason. I love Argo. It is not my favorite movie of that year. It was at the time, but Django Unchained became, after rewatches, my favorite movie of those bunch. I don't think it's quite at Oscar gold. It's not like all-timer winner, especially it's not like a crazy unique winner or a super strange like out of nowhere winner, which is kind of like would give it that Oscar gold status or something that'll be remembered 50 years from now. But like I said, this is all me. So everyone else will probably be like, put Argo, it should have been nominated. I'm gonna put it in great movie, good winner. Because 20, not 20, what year is it? 12 years later, it's a damn good movie. I love it. And it's a solid winner, but it's one that years and years from now, people won't remember Argo that well outside of its fans. They'll remember more the Ben Affleck getting snubbed for Best Director than they will the fact that Argo won Best Picture. It's one of those things. Had Django Unchained get nominated, that would be Oscar gold to me. But Argo was close. It was close to getting to the top. Had there not been a movie I liked more than it that year, I would maybe put it in Oscar gold. See, even I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. 2013, we have American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, Her, Nebraska, Philomena, 12 Years a Slave, and The Wolf of Wall Street. 12 Years a Slave was the winner here. I'm just gonna put it in Grat movie, because I can't spell on the keyboard. Good winner. It's probably my third or fourth favorite film of the nominees, but it's a classic Best Picture winner. Like, this is something that could have come out in 1983 and won Best Picture, and I would have been like, "Yep." Like, and now again today, it's like a classic Oscar bait winner, but it's a very good one, and it doesn't like scream Oscar bait like it obviously is, just given its subject matter and stuff. But it's done very well and very like realistically, so I respect it for that reason. The next year, we have American Sniper, Birdman, Boyhood, Grand Budapest Hotel, The Imitation Game, Selma, Theory of Everything, and Whiplash. The winner that year was Birdman. I love Birdman. None of these movies would be Oscar gold to me, but I will put it in great movie, good winner, because I don't think there was a better choice that year, to be honest. And it's a weird movie, so I like that it won Best Picture, but it's not one that's gonna be like remembered 100 years from now, kind of a thing. At least I don't think so. But I do. I really like Birdman. I don't love Birdman. I really like it, and it's great, and it's very unique, especially for its time. It's been replicated now a handful of times, but when it came out, it was special. 2015, we have The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, and Spotlight. This is honestly one of my favorite years ever. It was a handful of amazing nominees here, like Mad Max. Who thought a Mad Max movie would get nominated for 10 Oscars and end up winning 6 of them? Bridge of Spies is super underrated. The Martian is a great dramatic sci-fi comedy. The Revenant, I just rewatched that like last week. God, that movie's gorgeous. I love that movie. The Spotlight was the winner, the underdog kind of winner, because it only won 2 awards, but it deserves it. It's a great movie, and it's a good winner. So that's where I'm going to put it. Back when the Michael Keaton won Best Picture winners 2 years in a row. That was a fun year. Fun couple of years. The Michael Keaton renaissance of the mid 2000 teens. I liked that. That was a good day. But yeah, that's where I'll put Spotlight. I love Spotlight. I rewatch it way more often than most movies about sexual abuse in the church. 2016, the infamous year, we have Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, which might honestly be my favorite movie that year. Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, and the winner, the underdog winner, Moonlight. Underdog winners that end with the word light of the mid 2000 teens. Moonlight, yes, everyone's like, La La Land should have won. Why not? Whatever. Sure. This is another one. I think most of the movies are going to be in here. It's just going to fall in the great movie, good winner category. There's nothing that year I would have put above that. If Hell or High Water would have won, that I might put an Oscar gold just because I love it so much, but that is a very me thing. La La Land would have won. I probably still would have put it in great movie, good winner, because I think the screenplay on that movie is kind of blah, but everything else about it from a technical standpoint is outstanding. This movie is kind of the other way around, where it has great writing and acting. It has good text too, but it's not as showy as La La Land. So that was a good battle between those two movies. And I was fine with the way it turned out. It was the most memorable thing that happened at the Oscars in 30 years, probably. 2017, we had Call Me By Your Name, The Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Past, The Shape of Water, and three billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. A few of these movies could have won, and I would have been very happy. Shape of Water was one of them. And who doesn't love Guillermo del Toro? Am I right? But this one, I really love it, actually, but I still would probably put it into great movie, good winner. Anything from that year probably would have fallen in that category. Get Out might have hit that Oscar gold for its uniqueness. Three Billboards would have been about the same. I like them about equally, just for different reasons. So yeah, Fox Searchlight had a good year that year. The next year we have Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star Is Born, and Vice. Probably my least favorite lineup in any Best Picture category ever that I could, at least in my lifetime, of giving a shit. Yeah, so Green Book won. Roma would have. If Roma would have won, I would have put it in great movie, good winner, just because it would have been an interesting winner. First foreign film to win, which is what everyone was kind of rooting for at the time. Green Book is a good movie. I like Green Book, but it's a bad winner. So I'm gonna put it there. I won't put it in why was this nominated. It's just the hair above that because that year sucked and there wasn't a lot of great stuff to nominate. So because of that, I'll give it the bump up to the good movie, bad winner. But any other year almost that I've been talking about, Green Book would have been on the bottom tier. But because it had such crappy competition, I'll at least give it the good movie, bad winner treatment. The following year, 2019, which is one of the best years, best picture categories ever, in my opinion, we have Ford v Ferrari, which is great. I just rewatched that. The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Parasite famously being the winner. It is probably my third or fourth favorite movie of those nominees. It'd probably be higher if I watched it more, but I haven't seen it again. I will put it in Oscar Gold for one reason only, besides the fact that it's great. I would personally put it probably a great movie, good winner, but just given the fact that it's this weird little movie from overseas that took Hollywood by storm and managed to win damn near everything it was nominated for, I'm going to put it in Oscar Gold because it is a memorable Best Picture winner that will stand the test of time because of what it is. And that's what Oscar Gold should be, right? It should be one you never forget, right? One that'll be timeless, either why it won or what it is. It's timeless. It's not my favorite movie. Like I said, it's my third or fourth favorite of these movies. 2020, the COVID year, and it shows. But the movies ended up being very interesting and solid. It probably honestly would have been better than if we had like the normal Hollywood movies that were going to come out that year. Because there were some little movies that came in there that were just awesome, like The Father, which I finally just watched and it was great. Judas and the Black Messiah, which was really, really good. Mank, which I like because I love David Fincher. Minari, which I still have to watch actually. Nomadland, which is the winner. Promising Young Woman. Sound of Metal, which was an awesome surprise that year. And The Trial of the Chicago Seven, which is probably the most generic Oscar bait movie of the nominees. And it's still a decent movie. That would be a good movie, bad winner kind of winner. Had Trial of the Chicago 7 one, but Nomadland was the winner. And given the year and given its competition, I will give it the great movie, good winner. Because it wasn't my favorite movie that year that was nominated. It's not something that anyone will remember a million years from now. You know, they will remember it as being the COVID Best Picture winner. That's like the most memorable thing. Next, we have 2021. We have Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, which I finally just watched a week or two ago. I enjoyed it. I like Paul Thomas Anderson a lot. Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. I think the only one of these I still haven't watched is Drive My Car, which I own. I bought the Criterion Blu-ray. I still need to watch that. And Coda, Coda, it won somehow. Good for Coda. That's all I'll say there. It would be like Nomadland. It would be remembered because it won. It won't be remembered because it's great. Is it a good? It's not a great movie. It's a solid movie. It's not a good winner. There would have been plenty of other good winners in that category, but I understand. But it's a tug at your heartstrings movie, so I understand why it was nominated that year because it's just like the little Sundance movie I think that everyone fell in love with, and it managed to stay around all year long. But I would still put it in good movie. Everyone should see it, but it's not a good winner. It does not deserve to win the most prestigious film award in existence, essentially. So yeah, sorry, Coda. I like you, but you don't deserve to win Best Picture. And last but not least, last year was actually fairly solid, I think. It's a good, interesting pick of movies. We have All Quiet on the Western Front, which I really love. Avatar, which I don't like that much. Beast, Banshees of Inisherin, which I really loved. Elvis, eh. Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was a cool winner there. The Fablemans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. I have seen all these movies at least once, and I like most of them. There's only a couple I really didn't enjoy. And even some of them I didn't enjoy, I could appreciate things about. But Everything Everywhere All at Once was the wiener. I don't think Everything Everywhere is not my favorite movie of the last year that it was nominated. It's up there, but it's not. It's a great movie. It's at least here. It's kind of right in the middle, where it's like it's a very memorable winner because of how weird and awesome it is. But I don't think it's necessarily the best film of the year. I'm gonna put it in great movie, good winner, barely, and we'll see where it ranks. We'll see where all these fall. We know what's the last place. We probably knew that coming in is Crash. Um, let's work our way up. I don't think I'm going to change much here. I think I preferred. I'll give Coda credit over Green Book. The artist is really pretty, so it's not that watchable, not that rewatchable, I should say. But that's more of like a silent movie subtitle hiccup than anything else. The King's Speech I really like, so I will definitely keep King's Speech ahead of everything there. All these movies here, and great movie, good winner. What is my least favorite movie out of all these? Probably Nomadland, if I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to tuck Nomadland at the end there. I like Departed more than I like Beautiful Mind or Gladiator. I like Argo more than I like Hurt Locker, Beautiful Mind, and Gladiator probably, but not as much as The Departed. I like Birdman more than I like 12 Years a Slave, Hurt Locker. That's probably right there. Spotlight. I really like Spotlight. Spotlight is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, people are gonna hate me because I'm gonna rank Gladiator so low on it. It's so good, but it's like these are all great movies. So like not like I'm thinking it's bad or anything. I like Spotlight more than Hurt Locker probably. Do I put it above Birdman though? Or Argo? Oh my god. I've rewatched it more than Birdman, but it's less interesting as far as a film goes. They're about equally good. So I'm just gonna leave it right there. The Michael Keaton's hangout again. Hurt Locker. Do I like it more than Beautiful Mind and Gladiator? Beautiful Mind, probably. Gladiator. Once again, I've probably watched them about the same amount of times. I think I'll do that. Gladiator's really good. Shape of Water. I really like Shape of Water. That's going pretty high up here. Yeah, I like Shape of Water a lot. I'm gonna put it just behind Departed. It's such a gorgeous movie. Everything about it is pretty as hell. Moonlight. I probably like 12 Years a Slave more than Moonlight. I like 12 Years a Slave more than Beautiful Mind. Do I like it more than Hurt Locker? That's a kind of depends on the mood I'm in, sort of thing. I might leave it right there for now. I'll have to think about it. Moonlight, I might be fine right where it is, honestly. It's a great movie, but I like all these up more. Everything Everywhere, probably about right there. Parasite, that Parasite is my least favorite of the movies I put on top, so I'm going to leave it there. Kind of regret having The Departed underneath it. Then I will put Slumdog. No Country is my favorite. I will put Return of the King above No Country only because it is such an amazing winner, and the whole trilogy thing. $1 Million Baby in Chicago are pretty neck and neck, but I probably do like them both more than Slumdog Millionaire. This might be where I leave it, honestly. Yeah, I think so. I like No Country as much or more than Lord of the Rings, but Lord of the Rings as a whole is a bigger Oscar gold moment than No Country winning. So that is why I will give it the edge. Other than that, if it was just my opinion, like me, like he's my favorite movies, I'd probably do a little bit better. So from the biggest Oscar gold winner to why was this nominated? The final list is Return of the King, No Country for Old Men, which is only in second place because I know people will yell at me if I don't put Lord of the Rings first, and I like them about equally. Chicago, which I'm surprised is that high, but I fucking love Chicago. It's great. $1 Million Baby, Slumdog Millionaire, Parasite, The Departed, Shape of Water. There we go. I'm brain farted. Argo, Birdman, Spotlight, Gladiator, The Hurt Locker, Everything Everywhere All at Once, 12 Years a Slave, Beautiful Mind, Moonlight, Nomadland, The King's Speech, The Artist, Coda, Green Book, and all the way at the bottom we have Crash, of course, right? Uh, so that is my ranking of best picture winners of this century so far. Where would Oppenheimer land on this? Honestly, I would probably put it in Oscar gold if it wins, if and when it does, because that is the perfect kind of movie to win best picture, and it's like the perfect movie of the year. It's the perfect movie of the moment and movie that deserves to win best picture. That is what gets you to the Oscar gold category, in my opinion. That's what Lord of the Rings was. That is what Parasite was for sure. That is what Slumdog Millionaire was. That's what gives you that extra edge. So that's it. Do you like this? Probably not. But I just thought of this the other day and I was like, I should do that. And then maybe I'll do it to other decades as well. I've seen all these and I've seen all but a few of the nominees. So that's why I figured this would be a fair thing to rank first. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what your ranking would be. All 22 movies or 23 movies. Put them in the comments separately. 23 separate comments each person. That way I get 8 million comments on this video. I don't care. I'll read them all. And then, or just put your whole list. That's fine too. Or at least just tell me what your favorite is and what your least favorite is. That'd be sweet. Once again, my name is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Shop, pop, movies.